Hello, curious sleep viewers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're back and ready to embark on a fascinating journey with me. If you're a subscriber, let's begin. Today, we're diving into a topic as mysterious as it is beautiful: the slow motion of galaxies and the incredible journey of light through the universe. Have you ever stared into the night sky and wondered if it was alive? At first glance, the heavens seem motionless, painted onto a black canvas like a static picture. The stars twinkle, yes, but they do not appear to wander. The Milky Way stretches in a bright arc, but it does not seem to drift or bend. And the galaxies, those faint smudges at the edge of our sight, seem like permanent fixtures, silent, unchanging, eternal. But the truth is something very different. Everything in the cosmos is in motion. The Earth spins on its axis, completing a full turn every 24 hours. At the same time, our planet orbits the Sun, rushing through space at nearly 100,000 kilometers per hour. The Sun itself is not still. It is racing around the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way, at more than 800,000 kilometers per hour. And the Milky Way? It too is rushing, carried along in a much grander stream, heading toward the great Andromeda galaxy in a slow but inevitable collision. To us, this vast choreography looks like stillness. Why? Because the distances involved are almost beyond imagination. A galaxy is so huge that even at blistering speeds, its changes happen on timescales millions of times longer than our lives. From the human perspective, it is like watching a mountain move by just a few millimeters each century. We cannot see the dance, yet the dance is always there. Imagine for a moment if you could fast forward time. Imagine compressing millions of years into just a few minutes. Suddenly, the galaxies would come alive. You would see spiral arms rotating like whirlpools of stars. You would watch entire galaxies drift together, merging in fiery collisions that spark the birth of new suns. The night sky, which appears still to us, would look like a raging ocean of motion. This is the paradox of cosmic speed. Everything is moving at incredible velocities, yet the vast scale of space stretches these motions into a slow, graceful ballet. A galaxy's rotation may take hundreds of millions of years, and so in a human lifetime, it hardly seems to move at all. And so, as you lie here listening, remember this: you are not on a still planet in a still universe. You are a passenger on a tiny world, spinning, orbiting, flying, and drifting through an endless sea of stars. Every second of your life is a moment within this cosmic journey. Now, let us turn to the other half of this mystery: the journey of light itself. If galaxies are dancers, then light is the storyteller, carrying their movements across unimaginable distances to reach us. Light is the fastest thing we know. In 1 second, it can circle the Earth more than 7 times. It travels at about 300,000 kilometers per second, so fast that it seems almost instantaneous. But even this speed has its limits when we measure it against the vastness of space. The light you see from the sun, for example, does not arrive instantly. It takes about 8 minutes for a beam of sunlight to cross the 150 million kilometers between us and our star. Every time you look at the sun's golden glow, whether it's rising at dawn or sinking at sunset, you are actually seeing the sun as it was 8 minutes ago. Now imagine Andromeda, our neighboring galaxy. It is the closest spiral galaxy to us, yet its light takes about 2.5 million years to reach Earth. That means when you see Andromeda shining faintly in the night sky, you are looking 2.5 million years into the past. The galaxy you observe tonight is not the galaxy that exists right now, but the one that existed long before humans even walked the Earth. And this is true for every star, every nebula, every galaxy. The farther away an object is, the older the light we receive. Looking into space is like looking into a time machine. When we point our telescopes toward distant galaxies, billions of light years away, we are seeing them as they were billions of years ago, perhaps near the dawn of the universe itself. Think about that for a moment. Some of the stars you see twinkling in the sky may no longer even exist. They may have exploded long ago, collapsing into black holes or scattering their elements across space. Yet their light is still traveling, still crossing the gulf of space, still whispering their story to us across the ages. This creates a beautiful paradox. The night sky looks timeless, but it is filled with ghosts, echoes of ancient stars, relics of galaxies as they once were, frozen in the light that only now reaches us. When you gaze upward, you are not just looking at the present. You are looking at the deep past of the cosmos. So what does this mean for us? It means that every time you step outside at night and lift your eyes to the stars, you are touching history, not written in books, but written in photons, tiny messengers of light that have traveled millions, even billions, of years just to meet your gaze. Time is one of the strangest things we experience. For us, a single day can feel long or short depending on our emotions. A year may feel fleeting when we look back, but endless when we are waiting. Human time is personal, intimate, tied to our own fragile lifespans. But cosmic time is something entirely different. When scientists talk about galaxies, they do not speak in terms of days, weeks, or even centuries. They speak in millions and billions of years. A galaxy, like the Milky Way, takes about 200 million years just to complete a single rotation. Think about that. Every star, including our sun, travels in a vast circle around the galaxy's center, and that journey lasts longer than the time since the dinosaurs roamed the Earth. In fact, since the sun was born, it has only made about 20 full trips around the Milky Way. And this is just one galaxy. Across the universe, countless others are spinning, drifting, colliding, and transforming, but on timescales so immense that our minds can hardly hold them. From our perspective, galaxies seem like eternal, unchanging lights, but in reality, they are rivers of stars, forever flowing, reshaping, evolving. Now compare this with us. The average human life is perhaps 80 years, a blink compared to cosmic history. Even entire civilizations rise and fall in the space of only a few thousand years, a fraction of a galaxy's rotation. To a galaxy, all of human history, the building of pyramids, the voyages across oceans, the birth of science, the dreams of space travel, has unfolded in less than an instant. It is humbling to realize that while we measure our lives in minutes and hours, The universe measures itself in eons. The collision between the Milky Way and Andromeda, for example, is inevitable. But it will not happen tomorrow, or next year, or even in 100 lifetimes. It will happen in 4 billion years. By then, Earth itself may have changed beyond recognition. Our sun will be nearing the end of its life, slowly transforming into a red giant. Humanity as we know it may no longer exist. And yet, the galaxies will meet, because time in the universe flows on scales we can scarcely imagine. Think about water dripping from a faucet. To us, the drops seem small and quick, but if you could slow down time enough, each drop would become an event, stretching out into a grand, slow-motion spectacle. Now imagine the opposite, speeding up the universe so much that billions of years pass in a few seconds. You would see galaxies swirl like whirlpools, clusters collide like waves, stars being born in dazzling bursts of light, and others collapsing into black holes. The cosmos would reveal its restless energy, a grand performance that we are too small and too short-lived to witness. But maybe there is beauty in that. Maybe the stillness we see is not a flaw, but a gift. The slow pace of the cosmos gives us something we rarely find in our own hurried lives, a sense of eternity. When you look at the night sky, you see the same constellations that your ancestors saw thousands of years ago. You see the same band of the Milky Way that guided travelers across deserts and oceans. And thousands of years from now, others may look up and see the same stars, still hanging in the same patterns, still glowing with the same calm light. Cosmic time, with all its vastness, can feel overwhelming, but it can also be comforting. Our problems, our worries, our daily struggles, they are real to us, but in the face of billions of years, they shrink. The universe whispers, "Slow down." It tells us that there is no rush, because in the grand story of galaxies, we are already moving faster than we know. And so, as you listen, let yourself drift into that larger rhythm. Imagine your life not as a frantic race, but as part of the universe's slow, steady heartbeat. Feel the patience of the galaxies, the calm of their endless journeys, the serenity of their ancient paths. In their stillness, you may find rest. When you look up at the night sky, you may feel small. Compared to galaxies that stretch for hundreds of thousands of light years, compared to stars that burn for billions of years, our lives seem almost invisible. But perhaps smallness is not something to fear. Perhaps it is a source of comfort. The stars teach us patience. They remind us that not everything needs to happen in an instant. In our daily lives, we are often rushing, running to meet deadlines, worrying about tomorrow, filling every moment with noise. But above us, the galaxies move with infinite slowness, gliding through time with no sense of hurry. They do not rush to collide. They do not hurry to change. They move at their own pace, as if whispering to us, "There is no need to rush." What would it feel like to live with such patience? Imagine if you measured your life not in minutes or days, but in moments of stillness, in breaths taken, in times you paused to simply exist. The galaxies show us that stillness is not emptiness. It is a form of grace. Consider the light that travels across the universe. It does not complain about its journey. It does not despair at the billions of years it must endure. It simply moves forward, second by second, until at last it reaches us. Every star in the night sky is a lesson in perseverance, a lesson in quiet strength. And what about silence? The cosmos is mostly silent, a vacuum with no air to carry sound. The greatest collisions of galaxies, the explosions of stars, the birth of entire worlds, all of it happens in complete silence. Yet is that silence empty? Or is it filled with meaning? Sometimes silence is the loudest teacher. It invites us to listen more deeply, not with our ears, but with our hearts. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let the stars guide you into that silence. Let their stillness become your stillness. Let their patience become your patience. You do not need to solve every problem right now. You do not need to carry every burden at once. The universe has been here for billions of years before you, and it will remain for billions of years after. You are free to rest. Imagine floating in space, far from the noise of Earth, surrounded only by stars. There's no hurry, no time pressing down on you. Only the gentle hum of existence, the slow rotation of galaxies, the endless journey of light. In that place, there is no stress. There is no fear. Only calm. And maybe that is the gift the cosmos offers us. Not answers, not solutions, but perspective. The problems that weigh on your shoulders may feel heavy, but in the vastness of the universe, they are as small as a grain of sand on a beach. And yet, that does not make them meaningless. A grain of sand is still part of the shore. A human life is still part of the universe. You matter, not because you are large, but because you are part of the story. The galaxies remind us that beauty exists in slowness, that journeys worth taking do not need to be rushed, that silence can be full of music if you know how to listen. And above all, they remind us that in stillness, there is peace. So breathe slowly. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Let each breath be like a star, glowing softly in the darkness. Let your thoughts drift like galaxies, slowly, without urgency. There is nothing you need to do right now except rest. The universe is moving at its own rhythm, and tonight, you can simply float along with it. Close your eyes now and imagine the night sky above you. Endless stars scattered like diamonds on velvet. A quiet river of light flowing across the heavens. Galaxies, vast beyond measure, drifting in their eternal dance. Nothing is hurried. Nothing is rushed. Everything is simply moving. Slowly, patiently, beautifully. You are part of this motion. Though you cannot feel it, you are spinning with the earth. You are circling the sun. You are being carried by the Milky Way through the sea of space. You are not separate from the universe. You are within it, woven into its fabric. As much a traveler as any star or galaxy. Imagine yourself floating, not on water, but on light. Imagine drifting across the universe, carried by a gentle current of time. Around you, galaxies move like slow waves. Stars shimmer like lanterns. Nebulae bloom like flowers in the dark. You are weightless, free, at peace. Every worry you carry today begins to fade. Every thought that pulled you in different directions begins to soften. There is no need to hold on to them now. Let them go. Let them drift away like tiny specks of dust dissolving into the vastness of the cosmos. You are safe here. The stars have watched over countless generations before you, and they will watch over countless more after you. They ask nothing from you. They only shine, quietly, endlessly, reminding you that you are part of something greater, something eternal. Listen to the silence. It is not empty. It is full of calm. It is full of rest. The same silence that holds galaxies in their slow embrace now surrounds you, wrapping you like a soft blanket. In this silence, there is peace. In this peace, there is sleep. Breathe slowly, in and out. Each breath is like a star flickering in the darkness, bright and then soft, steady and then quiet. In and out. With every breath, you sink deeper into calm. With every breath, you drift farther into rest. The galaxies move slowly. So can you. There is no race, no finish line, no urgency, only the gentle rhythm of the universe carrying you onward. You are part of that rhythm. You belong to it. You are safe within it. And now, let yourself drift. Drift through the stars. Drift through the galaxies. Drift into the dream that waits for you, soft and infinite. Sleep is not the end. It is another kind of journey, a smaller version of the cosmic voyage. Just as galaxies move across billions of years, you move across the quiet hours of the night. So let go. Let go of today. Let go of tomorrow. Let go of everything except this moment of stillness. The universe is holding you. The stars are watching over you. The galaxies are carrying you. And in their embrace, you can finally rest. When we talk about galaxies moving slowly, it's easy to forget that this slowness is only relative to the vastness of the universe. In truth, galaxies are rushing through space at hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour. But the scale of the cosmos is so enormous that, from our perspective, their dance looks almost frozen in time. Imagine standing at the shore of a massive ocean and watching a distant ship. No matter how fast the ship is moving, from far away, it looks like it barely changes position. Galaxies are like those ships, racing at unimaginable speeds, yet appearing still when viewed across millions or billions of light years. And this brings us back to the astonishing journey of light. The photons leaving those galaxies have to cross unimaginable distances before they meet your eyes. Some of the starlight you see tonight left its home millions of years ago. It traveled through endless space, passing other stars, weaving between invisible gravitational currents, until finally landing softly on Earth. Think about it. By simply looking up, you're not just watching the sky. You are reaching back into time. What's even more mysterious is how this light carries with it the story of its source. Every color, every shift, every faint flicker tells us something. Astronomers study these subtle details and decode the age, the composition, and even the speed of the galaxy that emitted the light. In other words, when you stare at the stars, you are reading a cosmic letter written eons ago. Doesn't that make you wonder how many secrets are still waiting to be discovered in the night sky? Now let's dive even deeper. Light doesn't just travel in a straight, untouched line. Along its way, it interacts with the invisible architecture of the universe. Massive galaxies and clusters bend it through gravity in a phenomenon called gravitational lensing. Imagine holding a glass marble and looking at the world through it. Everything warps, curves, and stretches. The same thing happens on a universal scale. Light from a faraway galaxy can be bent around another galaxy, allowing us to see multiple images of the same object, or revealing galaxies that would otherwise remain hidden. This bending of light shows us two truths at once. First, that space is not empty but shaped and molded by gravity, and second, that light itself is patient enough to follow the curves of this cosmic stage. It never complains. It never rushes. It simply flows, adapting to the fabric of reality itself. So next time you look at the stars, imagine their beams of light winding across galaxies, bending around invisible forces, stretching across billions of years, just to end up here with you. Isn't it humbling to realize that the light striking your eyes tonight has traveled longer than all of human history combined? And yet, here it is, a messenger of eternity, whispering stories from the farthest corners of the universe. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Drift into the cosmic dream and know that you are exactly where you belong. Part of the silent, beautiful, eternal dance of the universe.